Ladies and gentlemen, somehow we only have 2 episodes left to go in Dexter Resurrection, and it's sad to say that that's the case, but I wanted to make this video pretty early on in the week to give some predictions, because I do have a feeling here that we are going to see a very, very big episode in episode 9. And I think episode 10 is going to be a relatively big episode too, of course. I don't think they're going to skimp on that either. But I do have a feeling this penultimate episode is going to be a lot bigger than we think. The name of this episode is something like Touched by an Angel, which has me obviously really, really worried for Angel Batista. As you guys know, in this last episode, we saw that Angel was slowly looking like a dumbass in the eyes of at least the New York Homicide Department. And I think it's for good reason. I think it's because for some reason, Batista just did a terrible job of explaining himself. And even though he was dead right, like everything he said was 100% accurate, it just was not, he did not know how to deliver that sentence to the people there. So I think this is going to make him put matters into his own hands. And when he puts matters into his own hands, things are going to go bad. Now, we didn't see what the ending of the conversation was with Joey Quinn and Claudette. We didn't see what their conversation ended as, because as you guys know, when she was on the phone, she went like this and then just put the phone down, but she was still on a call with Joey Quinn. So we don't know if maybe it was brought up that, oh yeah, Batista was here because he was saying something about this guy, Dexter Morgan, and Joey Quinn is like, whoa, Dexter Morgan? He died years ago. And Claudette's like, what do you mean? He's here, he's alive, his son Harrison is a suspect. I'm not saying that that's exactly what is going to happen, but the concept of that is really interesting. And I'm wondering if something happens to Batista, if it's going to go in this direction where Joey Quinn gets involved and he becomes more of a series regular. It's very clear to me, obviously with the announcement of Dexter Original Sin Season 2 being canceled, it's clear that we are going to be putting a lot more effort into Resurrection. I think that's a great thing, because Dexter Resurrection has genuinely been very, very, very good. But in the same vein, that sucks because we don't get that. So the reason I bring that up is because that leaves Batista in an interesting spot. If they kill him in season 1, that would really disappoint a lot of people, including me. I don't want to see Batista die, but I do think from a story perspective, that is kind of where they're going with this. I don't know where else they're going to go, but at least Claudette being on the phone with Joey Quinn gives some sort of open-endedness to that. Maybe she mentions stuff so that maybe he comes back in the picture and really, if something happens to Batista, he avenges Batista. And, I've seen a lot of people saying in my video talking about episode 8, why I thought it was stupid that Batista would quit to do this. I'm still holding to that. You guys have given really good explanations, he can't pursue Dexter full time and be, the captain of Miami Metro. I do understand that, but vacations are a thing. Honestly, he's only been there at this point a week. You could say he's going on he's a captain. He could go on a sabbatical for a little bit of time in his state of mind. You know what I mean? He didn't have to quit to do this. Or at least they could have done something. If he had this hunch, he had enough proof pretty much right away to reopen. Well, I guess, I don't know if he could reopen, but there was enough there to be a captain to be like, hey, Dexter Morgan, the guy that a lot of people thought was the Bay Harbor Butcher, is now alive. Now we have someone in Iron Lake telling me that he's alive. Should we maybe open this case back up or investigate or something? I guess it's not their place. You guys could correct me in the comments, but the reason I bring this up is I still personally think it's a little stupid. But if he dies, at least we have Quinn there to kind of, maybe save that day. Now about the Prader stuff, because I don't know. We'll get back to what I think is going to happen with Batista in a little bit, but about Prader, this is going to be really interesting, because I do think that Al, for some reason, I think he is still involved. I don't know that this was the last that we've seen Al. They've made no confirmations of that. And I think maybe there was something there maybe it was one of two things. Maybe Al said something a little bit more casual to Leon over text and was like, hey, I'm leaving. Red wanted to meet up, but like, I don't want to do that. Maybe that, got under Charlie's nose and she was like, holy shit, that's interesting there. Or maybe he was working with Prader and maybe we're going to see that. I really don't know where that's going to go, but I do think it's very bizarre the way that Al ended up in this season, the way he kind of escaped. It's definitely opening up the possibility for him to return. Like, he's not gone forever. It's just a matter of how he's going to come back. Is it going to be very soon? Is it going to be later? We really don't know, and it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But Prader himself, now that he knows about Harrison, that puts Harrison in a very, very dangerous predicament because now Leon Prader is made aware to Harrison. Harrison's on alert with him. Leon's on alert to Dexter. All of this stuff. It's this bad triangle. And that is concerning for this Gigi girl. It's also concerning for Elsa because we haven't seen Elsa. We don't know if maybe Al got a kill in. That's concerning. But on the other hand, we don't know if Leon is going to be doing something with these people in his life because now he has a lot of leverage to go on, even if Dexter explains himself away and says, oh, like, yeah, I do have a son. I just wanted to keep my private life separate. Like, that was just a thing. There's still that leverage there to be like, you've been lying to me. Things have been weird this whole time. But that doesn't even make any sense because Charlie has been investigating Dexter. We know that happened because that's why Leon ended up in the same restaurant. So she must have found out something. She was a former FBI person, I'm pretty sure, or something like that. She definitely learned a little bit about this guy, learned a little bit about Dexter and all of that. But what concerns me the most about all of that is Batista going rogue, Batista being involved on his own, knowing Claudette and all of them aren't really supporting him, seemingly so far. That's going to put him in a bad predicament where if somehow he continues to track Dexter, even though it's not through the AirPods, it may lead him very well to Leon Prader's mansion. And if it leads him to Leon Prader's mansion, Batista's a dead man. Like, that's definitely happening. He is a dead man. Or it could be that once Harrison learns a little bit more, maybe Harrison does something. I've seen some interesting theories online that people are saying Harrison may kill Batista, and in a reactionary sort of moment, Dexter kills Harrison. I would fucking hate that because I actually like Harrison. I don't want him to die. Honestly, I think he's a good character that could hold his own weight personally, but I don't know where that's going to go. I am just overall concerned that Prader knows about Dexter Morgan and is going to either maybe try to like entrap Dexter and have him all to himself. By the way, we saw in the trailer, he's like, you're all mine or something like that. Or he's going to kill him, but he's not going to kill him. Like, there's no way Dexter's dying. Too much plot armor. Paramount would never allow that. So my biggest thought is at this point, Batista's going to end up at the wrong place at the wrong time and somehow end up at Prader's mansion, or Dexter is going to tip Batista off about Prader. Batista is going to go to law enforcement and explain this, and when that happens, then maybe like Miami Metro or New York homicide, maybe the partner is the one who actually like kills Batista, or is the one to hush it up because then Batista realizes that the other guy is like paid off or something like that. We could go in two different directions where he dies or where he goes there, realizes that maybe the agent is either working with Prader or like the New York Ripper or something like that, and then Claudette and him team up. I don't know. I'm brain pooping, as you guys could tell. You guys may not even like this style of video where I just ramble, but these are all the things that I'm just coming up with out of my head that I'm thinking where we could go. Like, there is a lot, and I think this show has just done such an incredible job of giving us all of these possibilities, leaving a lot out there, and, having the fans theorize again. I think that's such a good thing. If I could talk about this show this much, it must be doing something right. It has to be, otherwise I wouldn't be talking about it this much. Neither would you guys. You know what I mean? So there's so much here to love about this show. There's so much here to explore. I am really worried for what's going to happen now that Prader knows about Dexter, at least. Well, he didn't say Dexter Morgan, so that is interesting. But I did think it was interesting that he's like, I didn't know you had a son, and like he followed him there, but clearly he did know a little bit. That's going to be interesting to see where that goes. And I think we're going to see a turn for Leon into a much darker character. I mean, obviously we've seen he's dark, but like, I think we're going to see a turn way more dark than we anticipated. And I can't wait for that. I'd love to hear your theories down below. Is there something I missed? Because again, I am brain dumping here of all the possibilities. So yeah, definitely let me know in your thoughts down below what you think is going to happen, whether it's crazy or whether it's realistic. I saw someone say Vince Masuka is the New York Ripper. Like, okay. All right. I think some of those things are stretching, or even like Joey Quinn. That's a stretch too. But hey, it's fun. We're having fun, so I can't really blame someone for having fun there, yeah. But with all that out of the way, be sure to follow me on X and Instagram. On X, it's Jerry's_takes. On Instagram, it's Jerry's.takes. I post there all the time. And with all that out of the way, thanks again so much for watching this video. Until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.